Good day, students. What we have today is equation involving exodic expression and x. So you are required to solve for x, that is to find the value of x in this given equation. So how do you go about finding the value of x? The first thing you should know that there is a square here. So there is 6 here and 96. So the first thing you should do is to divide both sides of the equation by 6. Divide both sides of the equation by 6. Once you see this, you divide both sides of the equation by 6. So dividing by 6, 6 can cancel 6 to give us 1. 96 divided by 6 will give us 1. You carry 3 into 36 will give us 6. So you have what? 16. The next thing you have to do is to, there is square here, is to find the square root of the equation. Find the square root of the equation, which means divide both sides by, divide the power by 2 when you are finding the square root of the equation. So once we have done that, we arrive at the square root of what? 2 plus the square root of 3x plus the square root of 2 minus the square root of 3 raised to power 2. As 2 will cancel out to give us 1. So in this case, the square root of 16 is 4 and is equals to 2 raised to power 2. So the next thing you have to do from here is to divide both sides by this value. Divide the equation by the square root of 2 minus the square root of 3. So once you divide the equation by the square root of 2 minus root 3, in this case we have the square root of 2 plus the square root of 3 all raised to power x divided by the square root of 2 minus the square root of 3. Plus, you know, when it divides itself, you divide it by this value, the square of the square root of 2 minus the square root of 3. So dividing itself, it gives us 1. In this case, we have 2 raised to power 2 divided by the square root of 2 minus the square root of 3 squared. So since the power are the same, they have a common power, you can bring it out. We have 2 divided by the square root of 2 minus the square root of 3 all to their power. So once you arrive at this point, the next thing you should do is to notice that here we can square both sides. Since a is 2, we can square both sides, and when we do that, when we square both sides, we have what? 4. Here will give us 4 divided by, here is square root and this 2, which we cancel out to give us 2 minus the square root of 3. So from here, what is the next thing we have to do? Our next step is to focus here, and from here we have the square root of 2 plus the square root of 3 raised to power x divided by, here is the square root and here is 2, so it cancels out to give us 2 minus the square root of 3 plus what? 1 is equals to 4 over 2 minus the square root of 3. So let's bring everything up. So from here we have, let's bring this up. We have the square root of 2 plus the square root of 3 raised to power x divided by 2 minus the square root of 3 plus 1 is equals to 4 divided by 2 minus root 3. So from here we can continue from where we stop. So the next thing is to rationalize the denominator. The next thing is to rationalize the denominator, since we already simplify it. So how do we go about rationalizing the denominator? So from here we have rationalize the denominators. From here we have the square root of 2 plus the square root of 3 raised to the power x dot. This dot means product in bracket 2 plus root 3 divided by, when you rationalize this, you have the square root of 2, the square of 2, the square of 2 minus the square root of 3 squared plus 1 is equals to 4. You have to do the same here. So you have to do what? Do the same. So here you have the square of 2 minus the square root of 3 squared, and this gives us 4 in bracket 2 plus the square root of 3 divided by, when you do it here, what do you have? 4. This gives us 4. The square root of 3 squared will give us 3. So from here we can simplify further. So from here we have what? Here it has a power of 1. So we have the radicand are the same, or rather the terms in the square root and the term here are the same. So what I have is 2 plus the square root of 3 raised to the power s divided by 2 plus what? 1. Since they are the same, so you add the base, you add their power divided by what? Here will give us 4 minus 3, and 4 minus 3 is 1. So here give us 1 plus what? 1 is equals to, here we have what? 4 in bracket 2 plus root 3 divided by 1. So let's bring them up. Let's clean up. So bringing it up, we obtain, we have in bracket 2 plus root 3 raised to the power s over 2 plus 1 is equals to 4 in bracket 2 plus what? Root 3. So this is where we are. So what is the next thing we have to do in order to get the value of x? So from here you open bracket and simplify. When you open bracket here, you have 4 times 2 will give us 8 plus 4 root what? 3. So from here, plus 1 crosses the other side, crosses equal sign. We have 2 plus root 3 raised to the power s divided by 2 plus 1 is equals to minus 1 plus 8 plus 4 root 3, and we have 7 plus 4 root 3. So what is the next thing we have to do? So the next thing is to find the natural logarithm of both sides of the equation in order to solve for x. Find the natural logarithm of both sides. Natural log of both sides of the equation. So once we do that, we have s. You can find the LCM, s plus 2 divided by 2, the LCM of s over 2 plus 1. So simplify, you have x plus 2 divided by 2 ln 2 plus root 3 ln what? 7 plus 4 root 3. So divide both sides of the equation by ln 2. We are trying to make s the subject of the formula. This gives us 7 plus 4 root 3. So this can cancel out, and once it is done, we have 2 here. So multiply both sides of the equation by 2. If you multiply both sides of the equation by 2, we have what? We have, so that we clear fraction to have x plus 2 is equals to 2 ln 7 plus 4 root 3 divided by ln we are dividing by, this is 2 and here is 4, sorry. So when you divide by this term, here will be ln 2 plus square root of 3. So you have what? 2 plus what? Root 3. So let's bring the terms up. So we have space. Let's bring the terms up. So clean here. So we are x plus 2 is equals to 2 ln 7 plus 4 root 3 divided by ln 2 plus root 3. So from here, subtract both sides of the equation by 2. Subtract 2 from both sides of the equation so that this s will stay alone. We have x plus 2 minus 2 is equals to 2 ln 7 plus 4 root 3 divided by ln 2 plus root 3 minus 2. So this can cancel out to give us x is equals to 2 ln 7 plus 4 root 3 root 3 divided by ln 2 plus root 3 minus 2. So use your calculator to find the value. Use your calculator to find this value. When you do that, you have, from my own calculator, you have that 2 ln 7 plus 4 root 3 divided by ln 2 plus root 3 is equals to 4. So 4 minus 2 will give us 2. In that case, we have that x is equals to 2. So we have x is equals to 2. This is how you can solve this problem. So we have obtained that x, given that 6 for solve for x when 6 multiplying this value raised to power 2 is equals to 96. We have that x is equals to 2. So that is it. You can, even by try and error, it is possible for you to substitute terms, numbers, and find out which one correspond to 96. So let's check for our answer whether it's correct. So when s is equals to 2, we have 6 in bracket what? Root 2 plus root 3 raised to power 2 plus what? The square root of 2 minus root 3 raised to power 2, or raised to power 2. So from here, there is square root here, there is 2 here, so it cancels out to give us what? To give us 2 plus what? Root 3. There is square root here, there is 2 here, they cancel out to give us 2 minus root 3. Is it not? So from here we have 6. We have what? So this gives us, mind you, okay, we have 2 plus root 3 plus 2 minus root 3, and then does it give us, so we have what? S is 2, so put here 2 here, we have 2 plus root 3 plus 2 minus root 3, that gives us 4. So that will give us 24. It wasn't supposed to. First of all, once you arrive at this point, although this is no longer necessary, but let's do something here. we obtain that x is equals to 2. So x is equals to 2, and divide both sides by 6. When you divide both sides by 6, divide here by 6, you have what? You have, mind there is square root here. There is square root there. So sorry, I made mistake. So we can let's check for the answer for correctness. So we have that x is equals to 2. We have 96 here, we have 6 here. So let us check the answer for correctness. We obtain that x is equals to 2. So let's check it. When s is equals to 2, we have 6 in bracket the square root of 2 plus root 3. S is equals to 2 plus the square root of 2 minus root 3 raised to power 2. Remember there is square here. And then 96. So the square root we cancel 2 to give us what? To have 2 plus root 3. Plus what? Square root we cancel 2 to give us 2 minus root 3 squared. So plus 3 minus 3 cancel out to have 6 multiplying 4 raised to power 2. And this will give us 6 times 16. And 6 times 16 is equals to what? 6 times 6 will give us 6, 36, right? 6 carry 3. 6 times 1 will give us 6 plus 3 will give us 9. So since 96 is equals to 96, since 96 is equals to 96, s is equals to 2. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Before you go, so just click the subscribe button to encourage me to bring more videos for your views. You can go to our website and buy book in Algebraic Process 6. There are many of these type of hard equations that you can go through, practicalize with them, so that you will be familiarized with them, so that whenever you see questions, whether in a homework, internal exam or external exam, you'll be able to tackle the question and got the answer. So before you go, just click the subscribe button, like and share, click the notification button. Whenever we have no update, you'll be the first thing to receive it. See you in the next lesson. Bye for now.